I'm not a YN anymore. Everything changed once, well, you know. I've got a quarter sip, chilling with my homies, sipping matcha, and I moved up to the suburbs, oh yeah. Don't you know that I've been this way? No more Nike Techs, I'm wearing quarter sips all day.
We don't do Nike Tech. We don't do coffee. There's straight quarter zips and matchas around here. He was talking about putting on a Nike Tech to come outside. I told him, what are you doing? You upgraded in life. You wear glasses now. You wear quarter zips. Like, you don't do Nike Tech. You don't do those. Talk to him.
Yo,
Talk to us.
yesterday I was in the hood.
Uh-huh.
Today I'm wearing this sweater. I'm in Blank Street, gang. Change your life, gang. Put the tech down.
Tech down. Quarter zips up. You heard? Quarter zips and stop. Come on, talk to us.
I don't even understand what y'all are trying to communicate to us. Y'all are constantly like essentially dressing up as white men. Like that's kind of the underlying idea. Suits, quarter zips, like associating yourself with this like stereotypically white style.
Coming from the black woman with blonde weave in her hair.
Boy, y'all sit your stupid ass down. Who the f you think you is?
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Y'all heard it.
What's going on, YouTube? It is your boy Ron back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So you got this quarter zip trend that is going on. It has gone very viral, even viral so much that the news was covering it. So I'm going to be sharing a couple of clips from supposedly the news catching wind of this as well. But as we all know, because this reminds me a lot of when those black brothers went viral and they were all dressed up in suits. I don't know if any of you guys might remember that, but that was like maybe about a couple years ago. So it doesn't surprise me that there was some negative reactions from black women specifically because, you know, it was mostly black men that started this trend. And it just got me to thinking, like, what is it about black women that have a problem with black men trying to stray away from the typical hood perception, so to speak? And then I came across a particular woman, and she said the quiet part out loud, and she said the part that I've been trying to expose for the longest when it comes to black women. Check this out.
I don't find the quarter zip funny because I also didn't find it funny a couple years ago when all those black men put on suits and then stood around in suits. I don't understand what men in general, but especially black men's obsession is with defining themselves by their clothing and not really actively doing any. It's not deeper than just like, well, we can put on suits. I can also put on a suit. What is the point that you're trying to make here? Like, it's like costume. Like, let's dress up as the social idea of success or productivity or decent, productive human being. I don't know. I don't even understand what y'all are trying to communicate to us. Y'all are constantly like essentially dressing up as white men. Like that's kind of the underlying idea. Suits, quarter zips, like associating yourself with this like stereotypically white style. Hello? Do y'all not see how that's one, offensive to you as a black person, upholds white supremacy, is also reductive of your like humanness?
But see what it's all about though for black women? Why is it that whenever a man wants to dress up or be a little bit less casual, more formal, why is it that black women, why do they automatically assume, oh, you trying to be like them white boys? I will never understand this. I honestly, I don't get it. And here's my thing though. regardless of race, if you're trying to move up in the world, job interview, white collar, wouldn't you probably wear a suit or a quarter zip? Regardless of race, y'all. Regardless of race. At least a button down with a tie, something, bro. Are we being yo? And it's and I still can't get over the fact that this woman had the audacity to sit over here and say this with a fucking blonde wig on. This woman got a whole blonde weave on, and I had the nerve to sit over here and say, "Y'all are trying to dress like these bitches slow as fuck." No, because I'm crying right now. Because I'm thinking to myself, hold on, this woman got a whole blonde weave on, and she had the nerve to record that shit and said, she could have at least just wore a natural hair person said that shit. She had a whole blonde. Okay, I'm done. I'm tearing. Oh man, I'm crying now. I'm done, bro. I'm sorry, but damn, bro. Oh my god, man, that is some stupid shit. But that is so funny.
The
Bonnet Crew.
The man who started the quarter zip trend on TikTok, his name is Jason. He's a Ghanaian from the Bronx. I'm only saying that because I'm a proud Bronxite. Like, no lie, big Bronx, stand the fuck up. I'm not even playing.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you,
We don't care.
But that's not the point. My point is, I wanted to specify him because the way the quarter zip trend was introduced to me was through those very weird twins. And I'm only saying weird. I'm sorry that I'm using that word because y'all turned this trend into some weird political correctness shit. Trying to compare Nike Techs to quarter zips, trying to say if you want to present this way in order to get these things, you need to stop doing X, Y, and Z as a black man. It's like, this trend didn't have to be all that. Jason, I think, started the trend with a completely opposite objective than those two twins. And I'm really not trying to be shady, but it's like they are taking it in such a dark and sinister direction. And ultimately, their whole goal from it is to profit from it. Point blank. And who's to say Jason isn't looking to profit from it? But as the originator, I think he has every right to profit from it. But at least he doesn't have this kind of like malicious messaging behind it. So if you're going to support somebody in regards to this quarter zip trend, I don't really give two shits. But if you are, go support Jason.
I hear where she's coming from, but I don't think it was men that was doing that. I think it was women. Men didn't make this a political thing. Men didn't make this black men trying to act like white men thing. That was black women. I don't really see men over here like shitting on this trend. The only women that I see having any type of negative response to this for the most part is women. Not to say that there aren't women that are not having there are women that are having a positive reaction to this, but I will argue most, if not all, of the negative reactions to this trend are coming from women, black women in particular, because this is about black men. So to sit over here and say that is pretty disingenuous, in my opinion.
Hey, so have y'all seen this new quarter zip trend? These young black men look so fresh. They got a lot of swag with this. I like this movement. They look respectable, approachable, confident, like they're ready for success. I'm loving this trend. Matter of fact, I'm ready to go get my quarter zip now. I'm ready to join this movement.
Can a TikTok trend tell us whether we're in a recession or not? Maybe. The quarter zip movement has taken TikTok by storm. And while it may look like just a fashion trend, it could be tapping into something that economists track all the time: cultural recession indicators. Now, we've seen these cultural recession indicators before. For example, the hemline index. In times of downturn, skirts get longer. And the lipstick index. People buy small luxuries when the bigger ones are out of reach. And as the US faces the greatest economic uncertainty since the 2008 Great Recession, some think the quarter quarter zip movement could be the next recession indicator. Now, central bankers, economists, and market watchers are still trying to figure out the state of the US economy. Meanwhile, social media trends and consumers are turning to the fashion and culture of the early aughts. Back in 2008, fashion trends and music were heavily impacted by the Great Recession. Recession pop by people like Lady Gaga, Jonas Brothers, and Pitbull dominated the charts. And so did the business casual at the club fashion cycle. People wanted clothing that was cheaper, versatile, and could work for multiple situations. And now, 2025 is seeing a reemergence of what social media calls recession core. Pitbull is back on world tour, and business casual is back via the humble quarter zip. So is the quarter zip predicting a downturn? It might just be TikTok doing TikTok, but culture has a way of hinting at the state of the economy before the data does.
Nah, my personal opinion, I think she just overanalyzing a little bit, but let's keep it moving.
This quarter zip trend is anti-black.
Please do not dim this movement with respectability politics and think pieces that somehow infer that black people wanting to level up their lives and their taste level is anti-black.
And that's the reason why I hate this trend. No, I'm not a Hebrew Israelite. No, I'm not a Hotep. And no, that video was not as intellectual as he tried to sound. I actually cannot believe I made it. Let's talk Nike Techs and quarter zips. I don't have a problem with the original person who made the trend. At the end of the day, it's clothes, and anything that can be done to uplift young black men's self-esteem, cool, I'm all for it. But when niggas who look like they're obviously doing well for themselves say shit like this.
Look, the reality is, if you wear a soccer uniform, people are going to think you play soccer. If you wear a basketball uniform, people are going to think you play basketball. If you wear a football uniform, people are going to think you play football. And the reality is, if it's 3 a.m. and you have a Nike Tech and a shiesty on, people are going to think you're going to rob them.
That is the same argument as a Bill Cosby who says the black people would be okay if we just stopped cursing. And that is the same argument as a neo-Nazi who says that black people's real problem is our hip-hop culture. And that reveals itself when you prod it for more than half a second. Because when you think about all the jerseys that he brought up, soccer jerseys, basketball, football, those are sports with direct purposes, which is why you'd see someone wearing a jersey and make that assumption. It's in the name, basketball jersey. But what job does a person with a Nike Tech on do? Something that's as comparable as wearing a basketball jersey and playing basketball. Nothing necessarily, right? Which is why he has to add in the qualifiers of it being 3 a.m. and you also having a shiesty on. So that he can walk you to the conclusion that someone wearing a basketball jersey and playing basketball is the same likelihood of outcome as somebody wearing a Nike Tech and robbing you. And then tell you it's just...
It's not a black thing, that's a pattern recognition thing.
When you know that you can be a perfectly decent, respectable person and wear a Nike Tech. And if you don't think you know that because look how many young black men are out here in Nike Techs doing crimes and stuff, well, yes, you do. Black crime, just like all other types of crime, has been going down for decades. This creator talks about wealth and elegance and black people assuming that it's only been reserved for white people for some reason, as though that reason is not because niggas have literally drawn policy to make sure that it was reserved for white people. And we can talk about what needs to happen to uplift as many black people as possible from a policy perspective, as opposed to just putting on a fucking quarter zip. But say you don't want that big picture. You just want what young men can do and should be doing from a clothing perspective. My answer is wear what you want. While you're wearing what you want, try to become as good of a person as you can. And that means finding who you are. That also means finding your own taste. Don't go spend $300 on a tracksuit or fucking buy a quarter zip and a tie and all types of shit unless that's what you want to do. Not because some nigga on TikTok tried to start a trend. Experiment, and wherever you may fall, the world still owes you dignity and respect. Because I judge people on whether or not they're fucking robbing me. Not because they have a jacket that's similar to a kid that I seen on local news, as though local news has a fucking great reputation for representing black people, and then I made a whole brass decision about who you must be as a character because you have a jacket on. Stop fucking acting like that's class, like that's upgrading. It's lazy is what it is. They told jazz musicians to step up their class because it's not music. And there's so many other things we could be. Good God.
I noticed how he went from the quarter zip to the Nike Tech as he was going through this video. That was slick. I like that. I gotta admit though, I agree with him as somebody who, you know, as you can see right now, I got the, you know, the Unplugged Traveler hoodie on, and you mean you'll never really see me like wearing suits and whatnot often, if at all, if anything. But at the end of the day, I always tell people to go with what you're comfortable with and what makes you look and feel good. That's that's probably the best thing because I'm like, because I've had people even ask me like where I get my shirts and stuff like that. So yeah, man, I agree with him on that. Um, not to say that I don't have anything against the quarter zip trend. I'm like I was a fan of the when the suit trend went viral a couple years ago. So like I said, I think this pretty much got the same type of vibe to it. And me, honestly, personally, I don't see a problem with it, man. I'm like, I like dressing up every now and then and again as well. So, so salute to the brothers that's on the quarter zip trip. Quarter zip trip. Excuse me, quarter zip trend. Let's keep it moving.
This new quarter zip trend in the black community is absolutely chef's kiss. Mwah. I love it. If you guys have been on TikTok at all recently, you guys have probably seen the revolution of the quarter zip in the black community. They're going from YNs to YGs. I know the CIA is punching in the air, just mad about this trend. For once, we are getting a W in the community, and I do like that it's evolving quickly. They're going from quarter zips and matcha, and now I've already seen full suits and black coffee. I love this. But you know what I really like about this, guys? It's going towards black dandyism. It's going to hit. These younger guys are going to eventually find out about black dandyism, and it's going to be game over. It's going to be game over. So, let me put you guys on the game. If you're watching this video and you're getting into the quarter zip feel, you're saying you're trying to make it look good, you're trying to not talk to a shorty and ask for her Instagram, but ask for her LinkedIn instead, I'm gonna put you onto a book. I'm gonna put you on the game. Give me 1 second. This is a book called Superfine, whatever you want to say. I say Superfine.
I first seen the quarter zip trend, the only thing that I was thinking of, because I'm like, it's just an article of clothing. It really ain't that big of a deal to me. Maybe it's because, like my studio is down the street from a large university. And so I see it all the time. My clients, they wear that all the time. I'm in proximity of men that wear it all the time. So it's just like, okay, what's the big deal? It's not that deep. It's not that serious, right? The only thought that came to mind was when I see young black men, teenagers, and young adults wearing that, I was like, well, I hope this becomes a gateway into something bigger, like them going into high skill professions like STEM, engineering, computers, the medical profession, becoming doctors and researchers, lawyers and judges. And that's the only thing I was like, okay, this is cute. Go ahead on. If you are happy, I love it. I love it for you. And then I find myself on the other side of TikTok where it's ghetto ass birds that are like, oh, this is respectability politics. They're trying to gain proximity to whiteness. This is perpetuating white supremacy. And I'm just sitting there like, and this is why you're in the hood. And this is why you live in Section 8 and you take SNAP benefits. Because you're ignorant dumbass. Like, why y'all trying to shit on something that could be potentially great? Why y'all trying to shit on the fact that these young men are trying to take on an identity of professionalism and high skill, and then it's going to motivate them and encourage them to pursue better? No, you want to keep them in the gutter trash. Like, it's already rough and fucked up for a young black man to kind of have to fight against the stereotype, and you hood rats are trying to perpetuate the stereotype, and it be your own, bro. The call is coming from clean inside of the house. The issues is coming from inside of the house. And I've been saying that shit for years. Y'all sit there and perpetuate this woe is me and I'm a victim and white supremacy this and white supremacy that. And I'm gonna keep saying this shit with my whole ass chest. I am convinced y'all utilize racism and white supremacy as a tool to perpetuate your own failures and mediocrity. You use it as an excuse to be mediocre. Because instead of encouraging these young men to say, you know what, since you want to dress the part as a professional, go ahead and reach out and mentor these young men so that way they can strive for better. But no, you want them to be a stereotype, a gangbanger, a hood rat that creates nothing but broken homes, another Pookie and Ray Ray on the side of the street, prison labor. That's what y'all want instead of better. The problem is coming from inside the house. The fuck?
Hey, she said it, I didn't, and that's another black woman calling it out. I'm like, and notice she said she was on the other side, and she said it was you hood rat black woman. It wasn't men. Y'all let me know what you think about this. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe, OGs. I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button because that helps with the algorithm and helps me reach a broader audience. Also, look out for the travel vlog channel as well as the live show channel. Both links are in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.